So next, Kanom Paad from Khlong Lan, Kamphaengphet Province, please.
So first and foremost, I'd like to say hello to all the honorary commentators and the audience. We are the presenters of Kanom Paad from Khlong Lan, Kamphaengphet Province from Pisanulok. Kanom Paad is originally from Lana. So in order to cook this particular Kanom Paad or sweet rice cake, it will take a lot of effort because it will be made in a very large pan and it needs to be stirred all the time. So it has social values because this type of rice cake is usually distributed to a group of people. So the equipment that is used for Kanom Paad, there is actually a big pan and the coconut stalk and a clay oven and gurjin tree leaves as well as woven basket. So to cook this, the clay oven will be dug into the ground. There are 3 holes. First hole is for the firewoods. The second hole is actually to put the pan. And the third hole is actually for ventilation. So the ingredients that will be used for this rice cake is 3 liters of rice, 20 liters of water, and a sugar cane, and a coconut, and also pandan leaves. So this actually will serve 30 people. So in order to cook this rice cake, first you boil the water, bring water to a boil, then you can add rice and keep stirring in order for it not to stick to the pan. When the rice is cooked, then you can add the sugar cane or sugar cane juice and keep stirring until the sugar is all dissolved, and you can add the coconut milk. Once you add the coconut milk, you just keep stirring until it dries up. So once the water dries up, you can actually place the cake into the basket. Then you can wait for it to cool down. After that, the host of the event can actually take the rice cake that is already in the basket, and they can actually be scraped off and served to the people who are in the event. So historically in Khlong Samui, we have about 915 population. Back in 1981, there's a group of human who actually settled to produce rubber oil and as loggers. So that people actually saw that there's a great resources. So they actually settle here into the village. And most of the people are migrants from the north, from Lampang, Shanghai, and Paul Suk Sombundi, who is the leader who has passed away, and Natan, Paul Uitin, Thongmee. When people are settling in, there's people coming to move in, and most of them there are farmers and agricultural sectors, and there's also abundance of water. All the traditional ceremonies are actually brought from the north. So where we are located on the north, we are connected with Khong Sumbun. In the south, we are connected with Bang Po Nam Ron. In the east, we are connected with Khong Pai. And in the west, we are connected with Khlong Wat Dang and Khlong Mong Chao. So this is actually the village leader, Nai Sing Bin Ta. So he actually provided information of the village, the map, the history of it. The next person we connected with is Nang Ruan Kamala. This particular person gave information about the rice cake or Kanom Paad. Then the next person is Thanachit Panyakom. This person also had actually ordained before and also had rice cake as part of his ceremony. So ordination ceremony or the marriage ceremonies, everyone in the village will come and join, and then this particular Kanom Paad or rice cake will be made on the premise. The next person is Nayai Mala. Nayai Mala actually is a vendor, and he sells desserts in the village, and people often come to his store So this is where you actually meet people when people come and visit the store in the evening, and often he also sells like ingredients, and people in the village also visit his store. And the local sage that we've talked to is first Nai Somkit Udomsap, Nai Wandi Chai Champu. The two of these people who are experts in making Kanom Paad or the rice cake, and they were able to give us information about the process and the ingredients. Nai Pon Kampan actually is the person who learned how to cook Kanom Paad from his family. And last person, Nai in Kampong Ma, is actually the basket weaver. So this is actually the map of the village from Ban Klong Samui. So the head village actually lives in the small square, red square, and the blue square is where you can actually, is actually the store where people frequent. And the greens are the houses of the local sage. So this actually community also has temple and monastery. And also you have areas where we collect the gurjun tree leaves that is used as part of the cooking. In the orange area is also another store where you can buy ingredients like coconut milk, and that is used to be cooked, as well as the sugar cane and coconut sugar. So currently now, this particular cultural heritage is quite strong, has quite still strong presence in the community. A lot of people will come in and help collectively cook this particular dessert. However, it actually reduces each year. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to promote this. And we want to propose this as the cultural heritage that needs to be passed on to the next generation. So I'm going to now discuss our project. So the objective of our project is that we want other people outside the community to know about this Kanom Paad, and want to invite youth to be interested in the cooking method of Kanom Paad. So what we want to do, what we have already done is we have gone in and conducted field studies and data collection, and actually learn how to cook Kanom Paad. And we have also publicized the information on the social media. People who are involved in this project is actually the people from Khong Samui community and the local sage. And the progress right now is that we want to try to keep updating information on the webpage and also share in the social media. The benefits of this project, I think it will actually promote Kanom Paad and could generate interest in the Kanom Paad, and people who want to learn how to cook Kanom Paad. So in the future, we see that we want to try to develop the community to be the center of learning. So what we see in the future, aside from actually developing the community as the learning center, so since we are from pedagogy, we also want to coordinate or collaborate with teachers in the community. So and maybe incorporate cooking of Kanom Paad into the curriculum for this particular cultural heritage to be sustainable. So thank you, UNESCO, with this opportunity for us to learn. And thank you, our Deputy Dean from Ratchapat Bunsongkhram, who and Dr. Thanasa, who actually assisted us, and Dr. Panumat Hosin, our consultant. And lastly, thank you all the audience for listening to our presentation. Thank you.
เชิญค่ะ
Please, Kun Montira.
คนที่
So
เล่า
I have
เนี่
a
ย
question about your storytelling.
How
So
about-
the video clip was narrated by you. So that's had a great detail, and it was a great choice, speaking in your dialect. And I don't see the gender dimension from your presentation, but you are more focused on the cultural heritage, and it's really interesting. And I think Kanom Paad, we are not familiar with that, from the central region. I see it as more of the documentary, but more than a conservation or preservation of this heritage, because you have presented on the methods, and I can see that you have passion in your storytelling. But my comment is maybe on your project, if you don't really have clear objective of your project, it will be challenging. But you has a great way of presenting the information through the video clip and actually, showcasing the cultural heritage. It's not clear how you link that with the SDG. Thank you. Thank you, Kun Kwan. Please, Kun Chupinit.
Intermountain People's Education and Culture in Thailand Association หรือ IMPEC
So
นะคะ
Ajahn Chu Pinit is from Impact. I compliment the Kanom Paad group for your excellent presentation. So the information presented, I think if you can actually have a story that is inherently linked, whether from historical perspective or folklore, this will actually spice up your content. So I really don't know the story behind the Kanom Paad. So the legacy or the benefits of the community, I don't really see that clearly either. So Kanom Paad, that is cooked in Kamphaengphet. I don't know how, abundant, how often it's cooked. And I know that it's not a big community. So, is it still oftenly cooked? For example, in significant, how is it linked to like important events? Is it like on the Buddhist Lent days? Maybe you want to add information how this food is connected to those cultural activities in the community. And I think you have presented great planning and the ultimate objective of building the community as the center of learning. I think you can also do that through a video. Like yesterday in the Lakon Chatri, they had a great video. So you may also bring in the experts to actually teach that at the center, and maybe not just Kanom Paad. You can actually expand this to other dishes as well, to students or children or youth or other communities that may want to be interested. So this can actually be, the center that has real experts. You can spice it up and that'll be more interesting. Maybe you want to try to develop this project and propose it to your municipality or the local administration office and see that, yes, it's in Khlong Lan, but ever more than just, to intervene or integrate it to the school curriculum. Our national policy or Ministry of Education, we have the EEP or DCC and SADP. So it's a digital platform for learning and becoming more digital. So education platform does not have to be solely internalized within the institution, particularly about food. There's so many cooking clips or videos. So in order, maybe in terms of preservation, you can actually think of other means as well. And you are teachers yourself. Do you know that called DEEP that's developed by the Ministry of Education? DEEP. It's a great platform, and they need content. And if it's there, I think it'll be great. But it's interesting because the role of the GSB, they have that heritage bank. They are making 76 videos from 76 provinces.
ก็อาจจะไปเก็บให้ได้น้องก็จะได้วิดีโอ
Maybe Pita from GSB, can actually take part in actually, recording your heritage.